Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Terminus podcast. This is episode number 95 for the weeks of March 3rd, 2018. I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man, and with me I have my engineers, Weibold, Jader, and Milky. And tagging along on top of the train on the brake wheels is Dean the Lamp. Dean the Preganinant, lol. Dean the Bread Loaf. And before he gets too burned in the oven, the train will terminate at this station.
Rolling. Okay, this week we are in the star system of Maya, just adjacent the star system of Aztec.
Yeah. There's actually a black hole here. It's really cool. I visited it.
Oh.
It's cool.
Aztecs predicted it.
Either way, we are in space!
Yep.
Congratulations.
Spaceship.
Now, something
Spaceship.
that's worth noting before we move on
Spaceships.
is that
Yes.
I was trying to segue to the class 1 mantle responsibility, but I kind of didn't do that right. Anyways,
How'd that go?
it went great. It went peachy. You know what else went peachy?
No. You don't get to walk away from that one easy.
Oh, yeah, I do. Because
You get a point.
Union Pacific has had their first derailment of the year exactly 3 months after their last derailment.
A train
Well,
derailed just...
They managed to derail a bunch of double-stack intermodal cars, and by the looks, every single one of them stayed upright.
Way to go.
That's amazing.
Um,
How?
I don't know, but they knocked out power with that.
Oops.
They hit a power pole.
Oops.
So, just north of this historic downtown square in Weatherford.
Why would you hurt the historic
Yeah.
downtown
So this
square
just in,
Webster?
UP hates history.
You're monsters. Well, we knew that.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey-oh! Anyway.
But that's not all. As you
What?
might expect, CSX crashed. Because that's the thing that they do.
Yay.
This
Get
was
your
on
together.
March the 2nd. They dropped 4 cars into the Susquehanna River off of a bridge because of a storm.
Yes.
Or during a storm. It wasn't because of it.
Yeah,
This isn't the train that got blown
It's like,
over.
damn it, it's raining. They just shoved
Bro.
No,
the
this is
car up.
we did have a train get blown over, but it's not. We're not going to talk about it yet. It's not relevant here. But a freight train headed to Richmond, Virginia, derailed between Cecil and Hartford counties about 8 p.m. on Friday.
Must have fun.
No injuries were reported. No hazardous materials involved. But
Pretty
the best
mundane accident.
the best thing that came of this was a tank car fell off of the bridge, landed in the river, and floated up to a dock.
It wanted to be a boat.
Yeah.
They told me I could be anything, so I just started to become a boat.
Yeah. But
Very
it was,
crappy boat.
About half a mile from the bridge. And yeah, and so I assume they've cleaned that up and got this off of somebody. It wasn't even like a public dock. It was a dock that a dude had behind his house. He goes outside and there's a tank car there.
There's just a
Free tank
railroad
car.
car docked.
Yeah, it docked. It tied itself up too. It's magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a magic
Turn
train.
it into a submarine.
It's a magic tank car.
The
But
magic train. God, we were on about this
returning-
yesterday.
returning to the limelight, we have the Canadian Pacific entering with a bang of 2 accidents within 5 days of one another.
Oops.
The first in Edmonton with a pretty significant looking pileup of hopper cars.
Investigate CP crashes.
The Canadian
I
investigation.
don't
Tim Hortons, eh?
Yeah.
I
The
don't know.
FRA?
The FRA.
All right. That was.
I don't care.
Point.
I'm also in Minecraft.
2 points.
Not supposed to be in Minecraft.
I'm not in Minecraft anymore. I just was when Dean said it.
Okay, but anyways,
2 points.
yeah, apparently Andy Cummings took care of this.
That's a name.
Nut.
Is a spokesperson for CP. But anyways,
Wyvald, no.
what is
Wyvald!
put Dean's name back.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Anyways, yeah, so there was that pileup. And then 5 days later, we have the other accident, which was tipping over of some cars. I think 12 cars in total. And, yeah, good job, guys. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. It was quote, a problem with the Switch. So, they went multi-track drifting and crashed. But that means Canadian Pacific is no longer holding the mantle. The mantle passes to the person who derailed least recently, which, surprising nobody, is Kansas City Southern.
You know, it's going to be really bizarre when CSX gets the mantle.
I don't think that's going to happen ever.
Hell will freeze over.
Yeah. That's not a thing. You're saying words, but they're not like coherent.
You're saying words, but they mean nothing.
The term CSX having the mantle of responsibility is like saying the Germans won the war.
Or is like saying
Nonsense.
Dean makes sense.
Shut up.
Or saying
What a stupid
Unlimited
name.
Breadworks is a great name for a horse.
Yes. What a
I
stupid
couldn't
name.
think of anything.
Little Shot Lier, what a stupid name. You know what's a good name? Breadworks.
Anyways.
First name, Unlimited.
Anyways, as for Trackside Tales, I actually, except for the work I've done on Tolbrand, which is fairly minimal, I've just been sort of building a line that goes up a mountain, very slowly and carefully. I really haven't done all that much, because I haven't been to the club, because it's been kind of miserable and I've been busy, and I haven't gone foaming, even though I've kind of wanted to, because it's been really snowy and I wanted to go out and see Amtrak in the snow. I just haven't felt like driving over to State Line Tunnel. I don't know. I haven't done much with trains.
Woo.
Anyways, what have you guys done with trains?
Well, I just...
I painted a road today.
You did what? Oh, you painted a road.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds like you're going to be working for me in the future.
Wow.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Anyways,
I, a couple hours ago, got back from the Rocky Mountain Toy Train Show, which was kind of cool. I bought no toy trains.
Yay.
They had a lot
Proud
of
of
cool
you.
layouts. Ones that are still, they're kind of always there. I did, however, buy a Rio Grande spout can and a Rio Grande flag kit.
less proud.
Well, excuse me.
Yeah, which, that's cool stuff.
Yeah.
We should...
I spent way too long taking a piece of wood out of the interurban car.
How long is way too long?
A few hours.
Was the piece of wood also way too long? Is that why it was a problem?
It was a toothpick.
No, there were screws that were rusted to it that were keeping it in place. So we had to get a hammer.
I hate it when your wood's too
bang the
long.
shit out of it. to get it out. And we also had to remove the window casements to get a good hammer blow at it.
It was hammer time?
Yeah, it was hammer time.
Damn it, Doc.
But as you can see from the pictures, it came out nice.
Oh yeah, let me show these pictures. These pitches.
Alright,
Alright, hold on. Can I
On
open? I can do this. And then that. Okay, there we go. That's how I do that.
right now the two halves of it are going up to Seattle.
Seattle.
There are guys up there that are going to rebuild them.
Cool.
So they should be back here in probably a month.
Back in time. Well, it's looking nice. Is that like the paint on the car? Is that primer?
That's
or...
primer.
Yeah.
Your primer.
The white paint is.
Yeah.
The wood is
The wood is
Optimus
the wood.
primer.
but
Wood. Wood.
Wood.
and then after we get that piece, we're gonna try and focus on the frame and rebuilding that.
Okay.
Ed would, should would, could, would, and should.
How's your wood, Wybold? Oh wait, it's
Good
steel.
deal.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's there. It has nobody to admire it. But its steel is actually coming along very nicely. It's got historic cotton wiring. It's
Oh.
not cotton wiring. I can't remember what it's
What?
called. It's like it's wiring, but it's not insulated with rubber. It's insulated with fabric. Like it
Oh,
was.
okay.
in
Yeah,
the-
yeah,
Yeah, it's the wire of the ancients.
yeah. The wire of the ancients. Yeah, like that
Yep.
that chunk of wire they took out of the Amtrak tunnels that we talked about like a
Mhm.
few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just like that. It is getting steps on its rear platform,
Mhm.
which is cool.
Need those.
It's gonna get the steps are actually taking quite a while, just because we're trying to get them right, and it's like the geometry is a little bit strange, and they're not built like any other seats. They're metal sided,
Just
so
one-
they're just a little bit strange.
Just one step at
And
a
then
time.
also on top of that, yeah. On top of that, we have 346 down for an annual that we're hydroing her next weekend. So she's been taking up the majority of our attention.
I'm gonna get myself.
Yeah, you deserve that.
Yeah. I'll see myself out.
hmm
All right. What else is everybody doing?
I've been working on my 3D model of the C16. Yeah, the
I ain't got
textures
nothing.
represent- Oh, there they are.
Dean doesn't do anything. Is it just me,
Yeah,
or
I
does
don't.
the C16 look a little stubby?
Yes.
It looks really stupid.
I measured it all out. It's all 2 spec.
You
No,
sure?
I
not.
don't know.
Feels like it's supposed. I feel like the boiler is supposed to be longer.
Yep. And the
Yeah,
smoke box.
really. That's what it feels like to me as well.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't look like it goes, up to the cylinders.
Yeah, I don't know.
Headlight is massive.
I know. But once again, it's built for Minecraft. It's not like this turn in the trains.
Eh. I mean, it could with a little
Plus all
thing
the
that
measurements
we did.
that I could find maxed up. So I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just the background.
He was
Or
drinking.
backup
Stop
when it's-
drinking.
Stop drinking.
No.
Stop drinking.
Stop
You're
drinking!
alcoholic?
I'm drinking water.
Thank you.
Being alcoholic is good for you.
No, it's really not. That's that's kind of why it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Alcoholism isn't a problem. It's just a challenge. Kidding. To those who struggle with alcoholism,
Get help.
stop. No, I'm kidding.
Go get
To
some
those
help.
who struggle with alcoholism, I'm sorry. If your loved one has been diagnosed with COPD,
Call 1-800-272-0911.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No.
That's a
Yeah.
That's
callback.
the-
We haven't done that in a while.
That's the only phone number I've ever memorized.
It's the only phone number we have memorized, and it's the emergency number for Conrail.
Also, shame on you. That's how you guys are too young. Back in my day, we had to memorize all the phone numbers.
I mean, I don't have to memorize phone numbers, not because I keep them in my phone, just because I don't have phone numbers
Yeah,
of
it's because
anyone.
you're
Nobody
lonely.
calls me. I am lonely.
Now I do this.
Shame on you because you're too young. I'm like 2 years younger
Yeah,
than
well,
you.
I mean, yeah, but think about it. You can have these bits of technology that disappear just basically overnight. Think about it.
Okay, congratulations. You know how to work an 8-track player.
Yeah, exactly. Or like
You know what a
VHSs.
Zune is.
Okay, the Zune was a missed opportunity. The Zune was actually great, but it got bowled over by Apple marketing.
You see?
I have one. It's in the basement in the
God.
box it came in.
I was making a joke, but good lord.
Yes.
What's a Zune?
It was
See?
Microsoft's
See?
MP3 player competition. It was their response to the iPod. And it was really
Okay.
great, but it was not marketed well, and it went nowhere.
Mhm.
But anyways, this isn't the Zune podcast.
This is the building podcast.
Yeah, this is not the building
Wait,
podcast,
no.
but Jader's been building his model railroad. What are you doing?
This is the Roundhouse podcast.
No, wrong. Bad.
Point for Roundhouse Podcast.
Milky said it too.
Yeah.
You get a point too.
Anyways. What
Dean's the only one without a point. Dean,
I said point for
What?
Roundhouse Podcast.
You get another point.
What did I do?
stop
Shut up.
saying it.
It's not from saying it. It's not a bad
stop.
word.
Yes, it is. It's a bad series of words. Several words.
Great, now we're never gonna get on there.
Let's just get on with it.
They're gonna
The Roadhouse Podlast.
roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Anyways, Jader, what have you been working on other than a road?
Well, yesterday I was going through my parts bin, and I found one of my Wild Diesel decoders that I took out of something else, and I'm like, you know what, I should use this for something. So I decided to put it in my old Atlas U-boat, and it fit in there. Put new LEDs in it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, only thing is I had to Dremel out some of the rear weight to fit the rear light housing in, because I just hot glued the LED itself to the light, to the plastic stuff that carries the light through. So I had to Dremel out some of the weight so that would actually fit, and I think I have to Dremel out more of it because it doesn't fit all the way.
Yes.
And then to get the speaker to fit, I had to completely take out the front weight because that's too much for me to Dremel out.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, but it runs good.
Right. He's ready.
It runs good, and right now I'm contemplating either just buying a new WoW decoder for it, or using my spare WoW Steam decoder and put it in the Mogul, just hardwire it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm honestly about to just, save myself like $90.
It's good.
That's all I've been doing.
Cool.
I haven't started my computer in like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah, you have a girlfriend.
Well,
Well, you've been occupied.
yes.
Yes. It's been occupied. Shame on you
Yeah, I was
for
gonna say,
having a life.
I was gonna
Shame.
say things have happened that I don't
Can't-
feel like talking about.
Yeah.
The relationship
Yeah.
podcast.
Yay.
All right,
No,
what
like
else?
Sunday driving.
Back to the buildings.
Yeah.
I mean,
Back to the-
Somebody else take the torch.
Oh, it's hot. I actually.
Well, my torch is all empty.
Yeah.
So
All right.
grab the top
I think
of it.
I think we got all that worked out. Anyways,
Oh, it's time for the thing.
it's time for
What's it time for? Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's time for the yellow.
quickest time to look at Metaverses, I think, in a very long time.
Yeah, I think.
Anyways,
Let's see if we can get through it.
yeah. Well, hopefully these guys are evenly matched and it isn't a landslide murder. But in one corner, we have Fresco 1351. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. 1351, come on, open. Yeah, there we go.
Had to think about that.
And in the other corner, let me open this. We have someone else.
Someone else.
It's 4501. Wow.
Oh.
And then there was one. All right.
Ooh. Ooh.
Anyways. Yep, we've got 4501 and the other thing.
1351.
1351, yeah, that one.
All right. Let's start this off.
Who's
Started
starting?
off on the right foot.
Dean,
Right.
Who's the right?
what is your loco base ID?
God
For
damn.
Christ's sake,
Here we go.
seriously.
What is it?
8,638.
Ooh.
Wow.
44.
What?
Jader didn't beat you there. Jader raped you there.
I hate you, Peter.
What's wrong with rope jokes?
Because you use them to tie people up and rape them. Anyways,
Yeah.
I love it.
Jader, continue.
All right. How many were built?
7.
135.
Jesus Christ!
Jeez, Stallion, calm down.
Alright,
No,
Age.
No.
what else?
I ain't calming down. Y'all need to calm down.
Alright, well then.
Y'all need to
keep
calm
up the
down.
energy.
Y'all need Jesus.
Y'all need Jesus. Jesus.
All right. Who built you?
Frisco.
My parents.
Oh. Mine says several, but 4501 was Baldwin.
Alright, Baldwin.
Yeah, ubiquity.
Frisco.
Home built, motherfucker.
Yes.
Alright,
All right.
continue. That's
Okay. When were you built?
1943.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
1911.
Lucky plot twist.
Eat it.
Oof. The
Finally.
voice
Frisco
of a
gets a
loser.
point. Go Frisco.
Driver wheelbase.
16 and a half feet.
17.
And Jader gets it right back.
Oh.
Okay. What kind of valve gear do you have?
Walshers.
Okay. Well, sure.
Alright, and dude gets it back.
Well,
Wait,
shart.
That was quite the handover, Jader. Thank you very much.
We've got ping, now can we have pong?
Minimum weight of rail.
Where's that? 90 pounds.
94.
And Jader gets it back.
That guy.
The thing is,
We
every
have
time Jader
Pong.
gets it back, he gets a point.
Would we like to go back to ping?
No.
How about the ding?
Dang.
What's the ding?
What's the thing? The ting.
Goes scoot-
It's how
I can't
you
roll
go
my
to obey.
R's.
A what?
No, I can't roll my R's. It goes.
Grrr.
Ah. Dang it.
Wow,
Alright.
I did it by accident that time.
Get on with it.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
What is your weight on drivers?
Weight on drivers, 225,600.
Ooh, 215,700.
Slightly smaller.
Small. SMOL, small.
Small.
Okay, what's your engine weight?
322,600.
Wow, you're a fat thing. 272,940.
Lods.
Lottie.
What's your tender loaded weight?
Tender loaded weight, 207,500 pounds.
Oh my god. 153,000.
Jesus, and your tender looks smaller.
Get on with it.
Wait a minute, are you coal or oil?
Cold.
Oh. Okay.
You can look at the picture of him, you know.
Right. Let's see. What is your tender water capacity?
10,700 gallons.
Actually, wait a minute. Should I use the as-built 4501 or the modern one
As
with the
built.
bigger tender?
I'd say as built.
Damn it.
Yeah, do the as built. Because you already did the as built for the tender weight, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right,
Dang it.
as built.
Okay, 8,000 gallons.
Yeah, finally. Tender fuel capacity,
12 tons.
18 tons.
Damn it.
All right, Dean, get some points.
Yay. Driver diameter,
63.
same.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right, Jader.
17.
Ping.
It's 8 to
pong.
3.
Ping. Pong.
How big are the cylinders?
Cylinders. Where are my cylinders? Gee, I lost it. 26 by 30.
27 by 30.
Oh! Maybe those guys.
I thought it was gonna be, I was really hoping it was 26 by 30.
26 and a half by 30.
Ugh.
Anyways.
Okay.
There we go.
What's your tractive effort?
53,356 pounds.
Damn it. 53,113.
Wow!
Ah.
Right.
Boiler pressure. Boiler pressure.
180.
195.
Damn it.
Alright, it's 5 to 9.
Firebox area.
212 square feet.
350.
Oh,
Oh,
my god!
Jesus
What
Christ.
a murder!
That's Jesus Christ. That's
Jesus
Jesus Christ.
Get a big butcher knife, comrade. Great
Alright,
area.
Frisco thing, keep going.
53.3.
50.3. Damn it.
Oh, okay, never
Oh,
mind.
what? Okay. Don't want to do the rest of those because you'll probably kill me. What's your factor of adhesion?
Factor of adhesion 4.23.
4.06.
Nice.
Okay. How many survive?
How many survive? I don't know. At least 2.
Damn it.
Wow, really? There are
One.
2 of these?
Well, there are at least 2 of these that survive, yes.
Wow.
Well, in that case, I have 1.
Ha ha ha.
Damn it.
Alright.
How many operate?
None.
Ah, 1.
Well.
4501 is undone for rebuild now.
Alright, Dean, you can keep going.
Evaporative heating surface.
No. 32, 32, 31.
3248.
What?
Really?
Just that much.
That's close.
Really
The
close.
It's, I think, 8 to 11. No, it's 8 to 12.
Okay.
Dean, you're down by 4.
Superheating surface.
699.
835.
Oh, okay.
Dean is down by 3.
Combined heating surface.
3930.
4083.
Okay.
Dean is down by 2.
Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
162.52.
176.19.
Dean's down by 1.
Rubberly missing his power competition.
All right. 95, 94.
9809.
Oof. Wow,
Same as
you were right when you said they're evenly matched. Alright.
Same as above, plus superheater percentage.
11,321.
11,770.
Wow.
Yowza.
Wow.
Oh, whoa.
Same as above, plus a firebox area for grid area.
45,029.
81,900.
Holy crap, that's right. It's
Slaughter.
big.
So what
Power
you're
hour.
saying is this engine is slightly better, despite the fact that it's 30 years younger or 30 years older.
No, the Frisco one is
10,060.
younger.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought the southern one was the
No.
older one.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Or
no,
no,
you're right.
sorry, I thought the Frisco one was the one built in the teens.
Nope,
No.
that's 4501.
Power
Now I
L1,
want 4501.
10,060.
13,898.
Ew.
Power MT,
411.28.
543.26.
Well, rip me.
Holy crap.
Rippity doo dah, rippity. You. It's hard to tell.
Let's do style points.
I mean, you
I'm good
can't
with
call that. He would have to.
I mean, I'm good with going to style point.
All right. That's closed. Nobody has the ball. We're going to style points.
Okay. Let's see. I'm still operating.
Yeah.
Or did we already do that?
We already did that. 4501
Okay.
has slightly more sand. By the looks.
Yes.
More sand.
Okay. How many different rare? Wait. No, hang on. Let me rephrase that.
Are you doing the as-built traders so that way?
Yeah, I'm doing as built. How many
Mhm.
different railroads did you operate for?
As far as I'm aware, just a Fresco.
How many railroads did
Two.
you operate on before you were
Yeah, I
rebuilt?
know.
2.
I know.
Before you were rebuilt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Jader is a character in the Iron Horseman and a model in Trains.
Yeah.
And HO models, technically.
Technically.
Not exactly, but close enough.
Okay.
And you just have brass,
It's
probably.
16-16 right now.
Well, we are really evenly matched.
Yep.
Do you have a Stoker?
I've been to 1351, and it looks like she does.
Okay.
A
Do you have
stoke.
Hmm?
It's a draw. Do you have a feed water heater?
I honestly have no clue.
Doesn't look like it.
I do. You,
Why does it look like it sort of has a bulge up on the side of the smoke box?
That's how it was
Well,
built.
Is that a feed water heater?
I don't think so.
wait a minute.
and what is this?
Bulge on the smoke. Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
What is that? It's a tumor.
What engine is this?
On 1351.
The Fresco.
1351.
Yeah.
Look on the side of the smoke box. It's got a tumor.
Frisco 1351.
Yeah, it has a tumor.
It doesn't want to show me images. Show
a
me
coffin-
pictures of Spider-Man.
It's
what
got
do you
a
mean
coffin feed water collar.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you
All right.
both have
Oh
got
yeah,
it.
surrounding the smoke box.
Yes.
Yeah, those are things that have it's like a smaller, more streamlined version of the ones that you saw in the B&M engines.
Mhm.
The hoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a hood, with a hood, with a hood.
Oh, God.
Got a cat with a what with a wood at.
All right.
Nobody has an all-weather cab. Everybody has doors.
No.
Mhm. I have
Right.
2 vents.
Does Stallion only have one
I've-
vent?
Looks like it.
I think so.
Oh,
Looks like it.
vent point.
He looks like cross
Do you
compound.
guys
I
have?
can't use it.
I wouldn't expect either
Can't
of you
use
to
it.
have comfy seats, but do you?
No.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I would be safe.
I would say, do you have roller bearings? But that was rebuilt for me.
Yeah, no.
Dang it.
Nope.
I should have used the rebuilt one.
Too bad.
Rebuilt boy.
Rebuilding
Wait a minute.
boy.
Were you ever green?
No,
No.
that's not a style point.
That's
Yes.
gone.
No, it's not.
Why
Change
is
the
it not?
Rainbow era isn't style point.
Why is it not a style point? I was green.
Because 2 out of 3 of the other hosts say so.
But green.
No,
Green.
All right.
Green is
All right.
bad.
majority rules.
Alright,
green
fine.
is not a style point.
Okay,
Green is
okay.
not bad.
Alright.
Dean is an idiot, but it's not a style
Mayonnaise
point.
is
Can we agree on
fine.
those 3 points?
I cannot
Okay,
agree on your first
okay.
point.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
No, I
Alright.
didn't say it was
Alright,
good.
alright,
It's just
alright,
not bad. Green is not bad. Dean is an idiot, and it's not a style point. Can we agree
Alright.
on those?
Mm.
Okay, I can't get one for being green. But I can get one for having a documentary made
It's
about
not
me.
easy being
Yes, you
green.
can.
God
Sweet.
damn it! I was thinking about doing that.
What?
It's not that easy.
being green. It's not
Alright.
easy being cheesy.
Let's see. Were you in any movies or TV specials?
I do not believe so.
You literally just said you had a documentary made.
That's two different
I'm putting
things.
it there. I'm not. No.
That's two different
Movies
things.
and documentaries.
Do you guys agree that it's two different things? You should get 2 different points for that.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Neither
No.
of you get to vote on it. Milky and I say no.
And I also say no. You have a unanimous no.
All
You
right,
don't get a
fine.
style.
I get a point for, I get
How
a point
about
for documentary.
you?
You do get a point for documentary.
Yeah, we go.
Documentary.
You guys seem to both have a cross compound.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anything else?
I look
It
to have
is-
more.
Oh, it's 1717. Of course it is.
Wow. I look to have more air storage space.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Do you?
You may air take.
Let me get a picture of the other side.
You definitely appear to have a lot more ability to condense. You have a lot more tubes on on the side.
Yeah.
Tubes.
Tubes.
And I think that I've got a booster engine.
Do you?
Tubes.
I was gonna
What?
ask if you did because it looks a little bit messy back there.
I mean, I would
Tubes.
be on the safe side and say yes.
Take a look, tubes.
Hey,
Because
Joey, look at the fucking tube.
Oh, God.
You know why nobody said that? No tubes. We are essentially tubeless.
Wait a minute. Where's it?
No tubes.
Okay.
No capes.
All right.
No capes. Melta Man, express elevator, Dyna guy, suck into a vortex. No capes.
Okay. For some reason, I thought Dean had a head and throttle, but nope.
Why do you?
Nope.
No, Dean. I thought he had one,
Okay.
but nope.
You can the other side.
No, I'm
Do
looking. at the
either
other
of you
side.
have an air ringer?
You don't.
An air ringer? A minute.
I would guess that
No.
both of them
The
do.
other side. I don't.
Neither of them look like they do.
No.
No.
I still don't have photos
It's
of
all
either of
manual.
these engines.
They're in the
Yeah,
thing.
mine's manual.
Scroll
At
up.
least I think.
I've got a power reverse. I know that.
Yeah, mine's manual.
A plower reverse.
Power
Flower.
reverse, you pop tart.
Flower, I hardly even know her.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay if
I
you
have
meet
a
on
pow-
Tinder.
All right, we both have a power reverse.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
You have a
okay.
power reverse?
I thought
Yeah.
you said you didn't.
No, I do.
Okay,
Hmm.
cool. Alright,
Not that
anything
cranky.
else? It's 1917.
Good
The
year.
war has been raging
Favor.
for 3 years.
And whose favor, though?
Yes.
Oh, I'm winning. Okay,
Yes.
sweet.
No.
I'm trying to think. I have a.
I
Dream.
got Empire calling.
This is 45 and 100.
I wish I could get a point for being green.
No, it's not a point.
Green is not a point shader.
There has to be one more.
I mean,
One
you're
more.
up by 2. Do you really need one more?
I want to even it out at 20. I really want
No.
to.
No.
Everybody knows that if you put 20 on something, then
does.
it turns over.
Yeah. Alright, so you don't want to turn over. Just
Ooh,
kick the
ooh.
field goal and be happy with it.
No, wait. When was 4501 decommissioned?
Okay, that depends. From the Southern or from the K&T?
From the actual railroad
Uh,
that I ran
the
on.
latest
Which
date.
one?
The
Okay.
latest date. Like, I think the KMT was the latest.
The K&T? 1963.
1952.
Yeah.
Yeet.
Why would
Hey,
you
then why'd you
ever?
from the
Why would you think
Southern?
1952 would win you?
I was
1952
betting
is
on it.
early.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Ooh, Saluda.
Southern 4501.
It's the end of the war.
Dean got greedy. Now.
Oh no!
Now
No!
what
No!
happened?
No! Please don't tie it up. We're gonna be stuck here forever.
I want to tie it up. I want to tie it up. Did we settle on the wait? Which of them have air ringers? 'Cause
Neither.
4501 has
All of us do.
4501 has an air ringer.
Is that post rebuild though?
Does it?
Wait, what?
That doesn't look like an air ringer. Maybe it is. I just don't
I
see
don't know.
it.
The photographs I'm looking at, she has an air ringer.
I
How
don't
can
see
you tell?
it.
Maybe that was the rebuild feature.
It's the little staff off to the side, the little pneumatic piston that swings the bell for the fireman.
Oh, okay, I see it. It's on the
engineer side of the
yeah, it's
engine,
on
the
the
little
engineer
thing
side.
that sticks out.
Oh, okay, then they both have it because I see one for the other. I see one sticking
Which one's
up.
the other one?
1351. I can see it. I can see it
1351.
sticking up in the picture that we have, like just the little tip of it that extends out past.
Yep, she has one too. So they both have air ringers. That doesn't get us.
Oh,
Wait,
I see it.
whoa! What is that? Hold on. Does
What is what?
4501 have a little light that points at the smoke coming out of the stack?
What?
Because
A what?
1351 does.
Wait a
What?
minute. A light that points
What?
at the...
Look.
What?
Look at 1351's stack. It's got a light
Wait a minute.
that points at
Are you
it.
sure that's a light?
That's
the-
not a light.
That's not a
What
light?
is
What is
that?
that?
I don't know what that is.
I'm trying to. It looks like a canister for an exhaust. Hang on.
Because
Let's
picture
I think I've seen one like that on I think China.
I'll be damned. That is actually a light.
Yeah, it's
Is that
It
a
comes-
light?
it comes- Look, it's
Why?
joined into the junction box where you get the power for the cannonballs. Helps you
What?
watch exhaust beats. Helps you watch if you're pulling water, I guess,
yeah at night.
Ah,
at night. Which
that's kind
the
of cool.
ultimate in spoiling a crew. Do you really need a light to look at the smoke?
I mean, you know,
Okay.
It's a.
I mean, I'm not-
it's
luxury item.
useful.
I wouldn't say that I've run at night as much as the people that were running this engine, but I feel like I've run at night enough to know that you don't need a light to see the smoke.
Mm,
You can
just
see
spoil them.
I mean, to be honest though, you run at night in a museum in a
Yeah, there's
populated
always
in a populated
it.
area
Purposely turn.
with lights.
No, they turn all the lights off. It's dark.
I don't know. I still feel like it wouldn't be as dark as, you know, a strip of track in the middle of nowhere.
Possibly not, but it's still pretty dark.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it, but yeah, I've seen that on other engines.
A light. That's okay.
That's kind of okay.
All right, well, Gene, you've got it up to 20. Are you happy now?
Yes, I am.
All right.
2018.
I'm not happy.
Yeah. Well,
Why?
okay. You gonna find two things for Stallion right off?
I'm trying to. I
Uh-huh.
haven't been looking at the pictures very intently this entire time. Are we doing Stallion as he is now?
No, we're doing
No,
No.
the
rebuild.
as built.
As Bill.
Yeah, as built.
Anything pre 2014.
No, not
Yeah.
that rebuild trader.
Not that rebuild, you scrub.
I
What
mean,
do you
no,
mean?
that is what we're talking
Oh,
about, though.
1351 has like slats on the side of her cab, like little doors.
Trader,
teeny
the rest
doors.
of your craft got rebuilt in the 40s.
Except for except for this one.
The Fresco.
Fair enough.
This is the oddball. Go watch, and then there was one.
Where are these doors here for? These little
Oddball,
slats.
play ball.
What doors?
It's in the Frisco lettering, like between the S and C and Frisco. What are those for?
Oh, most engines have those. It's just so you can dismantle the cab partially and get at things like, if you have blowdown controls or injector controls, you can get at them for maintenance. 91 has one of those.
Ah,
It's this little piece of the cab wall that you unbolt it and it kind of hinges and swings out.
ah.
I'd be shocked if 4501 doesn't have one.
Let's take a look at the picture.
Are we?
Yeah, I think we're done.
I'm
Okay.
done.
4501 doesn't look to have it.
All right.
I'm
It's
still salted that I can't get a point for being green.
it's 2018 for the Frisco.
Very good.
100 years went by just like that.
Blink
Oh
and
wait,
you'll
I'm
miss
over
it.
100 years old.
In the
and still
blink of a
running.
smoke light.
The blink of a smoke light.
Can I get one for being 100 years old
No,
and
it's
still
over.
running?
No,
Oh,
it's too late.
all right.
Cocksucker!
Eat your cornflakes.
Although, speaking of something that is 100 years old.
Hold on, we
have
still need to do
vote.
votes.
Damn it!
Nah, rip.
Easy does
That
it.
was perfect.
No.
And you bungled it.
You punk.
I didn't bungle it.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, what are the votes?
Hold on, I'm still putting this into the document.
Vote for the green one.
Don't
No.
vote for the green one.
None of them are green. Currently, they're not green.
Currently, nobody is green.
I'm green.
No,
91's
you're
green.
not.
That's not you.
I'm blue.
What do you mean you're
I'm
green?
blue,
You've been riding too many roller coasters.
No,
With envy.
I'm like all about the environment, man.
Yeah.
Bible
You
goes,
know me,
I'm
Ellis.
green, and turns on his camera, and his eyes are bloodshot.
No, it's because he's a botanist.
Yeah.
Unexpected botany.
Unexpected.
hmm
All right.
I am the
All
unexpected
right. By the
botanist.
votes.
I vote for the Fresco.
I also vote for the Frisco.
Yes, I win.
Yeah, pity vote for Jader.
I still win. Still win.
Congrats.
Woo.
Yeah.
Right, good
pity
job,
vote.
Frisky boy.
So speaking of things that are 100 years old,
God.
who bungled it now, Dean? Meh. Frickin' lulp.
I didn't say it. He did.
Lulp.
Well, screw you.
So, on the Talyllyn Railway, one of their engines, which was the inspiration for Duncan in Thomas and Friends, is turning 100 years old.
Bradley Duncan.
It's real. No.
Not that Duncan.
Yeah,
You know, in Wales, real locomotives are on. So this engine in real life is named Douglas, and it's usually painted either green or red, along with the rest of the Talyllyn's locomotives. But the interesting thing about it is for its 100th birthday, and not quite sure why.
Oh, I know why.
Well, I know why, but I'm not really sure I get it. They've painted the locomotive bright blue with RAF markings on it.
What?
Great. Now the
This is
Germans are gonna
presumably-
bomb it.
Yeah, this is presumably a callback because
World War
she was
III.
originally built in 1918 for the Air Service Construction Corps, and for its first 28 years of service, it was used by Britain's Royal Air Force before going to the Talyllyn in 1954. I don't know if it was painted blue with RAF roundels on it when it
That's
worked for
pretty
the
I doubt
RAF.
it.
Something tells me it wasn't.
I doubt
Wait a
it.
minute.
Something tells me
Yeah, it
it
was
wasn't
green.
painted bright blue.
Wait, is there a picture of it?
There was in the article,
It's
but
the,
the
like-
article is gone now.
Oh.
Put it back. There you go. If you want to
Ah,
click on it, Jader.
Phone. What?
I kind of
Well,
doubt it was painted.
That
Anyway.
could have seen some attention.
Yes.
That's cool.
It's doing better than boiled 6116 over here.
Ooh.
With 6116.
It's one of three, or it was one of three remaining Port Toma Bay SD9 locomotives. Yeah.
Oh, well, we know that the
Womp
Port of
womp.
Tillamook Bay does not give a damn about the fact that it's a railroad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're an airport
But-
now. Airport of Tillamook
But-
Bay.
But yesterday I found these photos online that surfaced of one of this engine being cut up.
No.
They've already gotten down to the frame, except for the cab and hood.
Well, the cab's still there. We can steal it.
As far as I know, this engine had no prime mover in it when they cut it up.
Hmm.
It's just a cell.
No.
Speaking of prime movers,
Oh.
for whatever reason, if I can get the thing, a Knoxville Locomotive Works opts for a Rolls-Royce T4 engine. Like Rolls-Royce
That's
makes
awesome.
prime movers now.
You can be like, the people that work for these railroads can be like, I drive a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go to work every morning, drive a Rolls Royce.
Not to work, once
It's
I
not
get
like-
there,
it's
though.
worth- It's worth
Yeah.
millions.
In that order. I
Worth
drive to
millions.
work.
I
It's
go to
got
work,
like
and then I drive
3,000
the
horsepower.
Rolls.
Yeah.
I drive a
Great
Rolls
drive,
Royce worth millions up the Atlantic coast day after day after day, and that's what I do.
Yeah, where do you drive?
That's awesome.
A
Take
diesel.
that, Logan.
What is
Paul.
this, how much horsepower does this thing have? Does it say?
Frighteous little fuck.
It does not say.
I'm looking for it right now.
I mean, it's the prime mover, so I'm not sure you would rate that in horsepower. I don't know, because it just...
No, you
You
would.
rate in
you
kilowatts.
Can rate in horsepower.
Wait a minute.
Rate it,
I can,
rate it in
conversion.
horsepower, which then translates into a generator into kilowatts.
I suppose
like
it doesn't.
converter.
It doesn't say the horsepower though. It just says the kilowatts.
Oh.
Rated at 783-2400 kilowatts. I don't know what all that means.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
kilowatts.
it sounds like a lot of power. If I'm gonna be honest. But anyways,
It won't let me.
Hang on, my thing cut out. How many horsepower?
I don't know. We just know kilowatts.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's
it
in
is
your
tier
own
4 compliance, so that's
hours.
very good.
Yeah, that's why they went with
Saving
those.
you
Nice.
time.
I did not think. Maybe I'm just a layman, but
What?
I did not think that we'd be seeing locomotive engines made by Rolls-Royce
Ever.
ever.
I mean, I don't know. We've seen some goofy stuff. We've seen Rolls-Royce make aircraft engines.
Yeah, but I feel
Yeah.
like I almost feel like they're obviously they're synonymous with automobiles, but I'm fairly expectant when I see like a Rolls-Royce aircraft engine, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Baldwin made tanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that went well.
We made a tank the size of a locomotive.
You made a locomotive.
The army looks at it and goes,
It's like maybe we won't do this. I can't find the poster. I want to find it again. It's just
this too is a
yeah,
Baldwin.
that one.
I've been trying to find that. I want that on a tin or something.
Yes, I want that like on my wall.
Yeah.
It's too cool. All right. Anyways,
You
is this
know
a
what I
Baldwin?
want?
I don't know. Does anybody know about the? I clicked on the Tane Beta link by accident. The Grand
There you
Canyon
go.
steam engine. Not sure if that
Yeah.
too is a Baldwin, but they're going to be running steam a total of 9 days in 2018,
Wow.
and
Wow.
I am hoping to be there for one of them.
Nice.
Because I'm trying to make the
Nice.
stop there. You can read more about it if you have a Trains Magazine subscription, which means you probably already read about it. But the link,
You're in the know.
yeah, the link is
You gotta be in the know to
thing.
know, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't know. You know what though?
No.
Okay.
What?
Well, I'd like to make a callback to one of the first things that we ever did on the podcast. One of the first articles we ever reported on.
Yeah. I was gonna say something to clarify. One of the first things we reported, not one of the first things that we did.
No, not one of the first things that we did. One of the first things that we ever reported on the podcast was about a guy jerking it on a train.
Ah,
And now to call back to that. Some naked person ran along a platform in Edinburgh and into a tunnel heading west. And was pursued
Same
by
guy.
the police.
Same guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's on parole.
Yep. Some
He's
guy
on parole, he does this.
he was later detained and is
Shot.
Clothed.
safe and being provided with medical support, which I hope includes clothes. Yeah.
Counseling.
Yeah, and that too. Train's been stopped because a naked guy was running along the tracks. Yeah. Of course it was the same guy, right? Forget it. This is our headcanon now.
Jeez.
95 episodes apart.
It's our headcanon. Yep.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
a conspiracy to cover up illegal monopoly.
Yes.
If you see illegal monopoly or the naked man, call 1-800-272-0911. What other running gags do we have?
I don't know. Something called a bulldozer. Brightline has a running gag in that they kill people. Which
Yeah.
they did again.
Too soon. Jesus.
God.
Brightline has a running joke. They kill people.
I said it was a gag, not a joke.
Hang on. What's the definition
And
of a
five
serial
Senator
killer?
Brightline is a serial killer. Oh no.
Definition of a serial killer: a person who commits a series of murders, often with no apparent motive, and typically following a characteristic, predictable behavior pattern. Brightline is a serial killer of morons.
Actually, it's not a serial killer because they have a motive. In
Oh my
fact,
God.
they have multiple
Locomotive.
locomotives.
They have a locomotive. Hey-oh,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
both
man.
getting a point for that one.
I'll do it for
That
you.
was bad, but that was fantastic.
No, it was not.
Oh,
was
this is the
just
most points we've had in
bad.
a long time.
And I think I have the title for the podcast.
No. But speaking of
Serial killers?
Brightline is
Speaking of serial killers.
no, maybe I don't know.
Oh crap! Actually,
Speaking of-
we have something about that. But anyways, continue.
Speaking of which, Brightline is now putting safety markers on their crossings or something.
At least that's a start.
It's a
At
start.
least they're doing something. They've acknowledged that
Safe-
this is a problem.
They've acknowledged
Safety
it.
markers. You mean like crossbuck, ringing light,
Yeah.
ringing light,
Crossings.
Wig wag.
a ringing bell? How about a
Crossing
big
gate.
sign shaped like an X, or a big stripy reflective gate, or flashing lights, or a ringing bell? How about all of
How
those
about a
things?
horn?
How
How
about
about
a
a wall?
Ah.
Yeah, that's the other one. Aren't they trying to make it a quiet zone?
I mean, at least it'll it'll prevent the annoyance of the local populace. You know, the ones that aren't being hit. Clearly, I'm not sure if the horn is helping.
Yeah, you won't hear the horn anymore. You'll just hear ah!
You'll hear ooh.
Oof!
Is there kind of a splat?
Yeah, he's a sentient red
Sen-
mist.
Sentient red mist. That's another running gag.
Yep. All right, but on a serious note, because we're talking about serial killers, there was this actually wouldn't be a serial killer, I don't think, but there was a shooter at Central Michigan University, and he has been son arrested in shooting deaths of parents. So it wasn't a shooter at the university, I guess, but he was.
They
he
were
was,
running through the campus, I think.
Yeah, he was going through the campus, and he was spotted by a train passing through the north end of campus, and was subsequently apprehended.
Meanwhile, the suspect
crap.
in
No,
a shooting
autoplay
at Central
video.
Michigan
Stop that.
University.
Shut
which
up.
Rip.
He killed his parents
Oh God.
in the residence hall,
Jesus.
and then fled the scene and was apprehended because he was spotted by the train and called in. So, jeez.
Get on the crew.
Yeah, so,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
spotted by somebody on the crew. This is not the IHR verse.
Yeah, I know.
But-
It wasn't spawned by the locomotive itself.
Yeah. But that's, yeah. It's been a lot of that kind of thing lately. But at least this
Yeah,
guy
sorry.
has been caught and will face trial. And we'll see what happens from
Looks
there.
good.
But anyways, let's move on to something a
Speak
little
up.
bit less. What?
Speak of murder,
Oh God.
Dia is continuing their assault on the poor Toma Bay.
Okay.
Which, although 4 out of 5 Port Toma Bay commissioners made a huge step in the right direction against POTB Commissioner Jack Mutter this week by tabling the vote to approve the trail use, which threatens all current and new use agreements when the right-of-way, the saga continues. In order to obtain a copy of the trail use with its new amendments and related correspondence, we were forced to submit a public records request for our legal consultant. Yesterday afternoon, we were told it would cost us about $9,250
Jeez. I mean,
for the records,
yeah.
as far back as July 2016.
Oh, wow.
And they require half down and 8 weeks to produce the documents. 2 hours later, we received an email that the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department is pressing on to designate 17 miles of the Nahum River as a scenic waterway, essentially cutting us off from the upper portion of the right-of-way we use. This destination will give the state control over a quarter of a mile in each direction from the river's banks, including homeowners' ability to make changes to their land if it has a visual effect on the scenery surrounding the river. The ORPD director, Eustis Stumpton, is co-chair of the Salmonberry Trail Intergovernmental Agency, aka STIA. And
Stia.
it's the ORPD just for Max. And alright, and ORPD just for Max, who that's why it's important as the Stia project factor. Determine the forces out in order to build a whale to trail. We will publicly both claim to support us and the whale trail project. BOTB, man, it just keeps on going on.
Okay.
It's a mess.
Great. Port of Tillamook Bay.
And then
Figure
they
your
bring
stuff
up that the OCSR had some problems with supposedly had some problems with permits in 2014, which I talked about when they happened. They didn't actually get any trouble. So I don't know why they're trying to bring that up as a thing, but I guess they're doing anything at this point to try and kick the railroad out.
Great.
Yeah.
Airport of Tillamook Bay.
Port of Tillamook
Yeah.
Bay. So, on the note of people who dislike diesel locomotives,
Oh no.
the English have come out with an announcement, that, the headline for this article from the Daily Mail is, Ministers give green light to banish every last diesel-only train from our railways, but not until 2040. So this is similar to the legislation that the UK announced recently. I think it was in December, that they want to ban the sale of diesel and petrol cars by 2040 to go to all electric.
Wow.
And although this can be kind of controversial, it's cool. It's a neat environmental message.
I think it's going
my
to go
question
about
for-
as well as when they tried to ban Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of my thing. Is it's like, okay, that's fine and well. What exactly are you going to replace? Are you going to electrify everything in England? That's a bit ambitious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Admittedly,
There's a quote that says, "After all, we're committed to ending the sales of petrol and diesel cars by 2040. If we can achieve that, then why can't the railway aspire to a similar objective?" That's the thing. We haven't achieved that yet. You haven't achieved that yet. You're adding things onto, well, if we can ban everything and if we can ban cars by 2040, why not locomotives? Okay, pace yourselves, because then we're going to run into 2040 and you're going to have banned everything that is usable.
I mean, I'm sure if it doesn't
Back to walking.
If this were to actually become, if it were to actually become legislation and pass, by the time you get close to 2040, I'm sure you'd be able to figure out, okay, do we need an extension on this? I feel like it's a little bit sensational.
I think it's highly sensational. And again, I genuinely wonder, are they going to try and electrify the entirety of England? What about heritage lines? Heritage lines aren't included because technically diesels are heritage locomotives at this point as well.
Yeah, I'm sure there would be a
the
provision.
English have like their versions of F units and first gen diesels.
Yep. I'm sure there would be some sort of provision for that,
Yeah.
But this is, they've got 22 years to figure it out. Honestly, if I were to hazard a guess, if battery technology increases, at the rate at which we hope it does, you might not need to electrify, all the backwoods lines and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like all of this is in moderation. It's all in increments. You can't just say, all right, as of today or as of this day in the future, no mas diesel, no mas gas cars, no mas anything. It's like, easy now. Easy.
Also, you know what we need? You know what? I already know. I know the solution to all of this, and we've talked about it before. It's perfect.
I like this.
We need solar freaking railways.
Oh, jeez. Does this just bring back as many things as we can now?
Exactly.
I guess.
I blame the English.
I hate
played the
everyone.
English. I mean, that's most things anymore. For a second there, I thought you were going to say we need to bring out the 5MT. Which, actually, hang on, can you put the link back, or hang on, let me just see if I can get it out of my history. Diesel-only trains should be banished from Britain's railways by 2040, the new rail minister will say today. Complete side note. This entire article is written in future tense.
Yep.
Why?
It shall be banished.
They shall be banished. They have quotes from him, and they say, he will say. What? I'm
Like,
sorry.
are you time travelers?
Yeah, he will call for tests to begin soon.
Wait. Maybe I'm bad at. No, it's not supposed to be. It's.
I have no idea. Interesting thing, though. I would be interested to read the actual letter of the law for the banishment of diesel locomotives, because if they are truly quote-unquote banished, then diesel locomotives are banished from the main lines of England, yet steam locomotives are not.
Yeah.
Steam engines were phased out, yes, but they were never banished. They weren't
We're going
banned
to
for
banish them. Where are you going to banish them
they
to?
weren't
We're going to
banned for
banish them to
environmental
Ireland
concerns.
or something. Get them
Yeah,
out
it
of
sounds
here.
like no, to Australia, where they send
that's
everything
true.
else.
That's true. Yep, they need to be sent to Australia.
Very strange.
Maybe we're. Yeah.
Speak of Australians.
Wait, what?
Speak of Australians. Someone's been arrested.
Are they Australian?
Nope.
Oh, okay,
Well,
I get it. Duh.
prison,
Stupid.
yeah.
Yeah. Somebody
Formal
has, but we
charges.
can't read it because it's a trade.
Yeah, we can't read it to figure out who.
All right. Well, but that was on
Formal charges have been made public in the Maryland locomotive brass theft. This is, of course, referring to the thing with 1309 that we reported to a couple weeks ago. I hope that we figure out something more about this in the next couple weeks, but because Trains Magazine is Trains Magazine, it's...
Yeah.
We
We
should
have that
just
headline.
stop. We should stop using Trains Magazine links because the people that will be able to read them in the cargoes already have read them.
That's fair.
But then again, maybe I should just get a login back from somebody because I had one for a while. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're a good source of information. It's good stuff to report on. It's just in instances like this where we literally have no information. We just
Other than
know
the headline.
a formal charge is made and presumably an arrest.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah,
We
which
will
is good.
hope for next week saying, "Good news, everyone! All of the brass items stolen from the Western Maryland Scenic were recovered in perfect condition. Also, they found $1 million in the men's basement, which was given to the locomotive out of goodwill. It was restored last Thursday. It'll be running tomorrow."
Yeah, sometimes you need a little bit of goodwill.
I feel like we won't be saying
No,
that,
we won't
but-
be saying that. And I bet the people that lost, tons of money because of Hunter Harrison's work in CP and CSX won't be giving too much goodwill either. But
Yeah, keep losing tons
yeah,
of money.
the railroads, the respective railroads, CP and CSX, have embarked on an apology tour to sort of redeem themselves a little bit after what Hunter Harrison did to the railroads. He's dead now. We can apologize for him. But he may be dead. His ideals are not. CSX is going to stick with its plan to downsize and, cut back on the number of trains they're operating and stuff like that. Which is a bit contrary to, I think, the apology tour, but, CSX gonna CSX. So we'll see if they can, sort themselves out and not, go bankrupt or whatever. On a side note, though, but before they get downgraded to like a class 2, I was talking to my capstone professor, who's a transportation engineer, about railroads up in North Adams, because he noticed one of the pins on my hat because I was wearing it for a reason. And he was like, "Oh, are there Is there a real railroad up there now, or are they still being run by Pan Am?
Hmm.
And I was like, ooh.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh.
Wrecked. You know what isn't a real railroad? For real?
What?
McDonald's.
What? Womp,
So you might want to
womp.
wonder why they have a coach.
Wait a minute.
Or
Wait a
at this
minute.
point, why they had a coach. See, out in Fall River, in Massachusetts, there is, for a short time longer, a McDonald's that has a coach attached to it.
Oh,
That
God.
at one point you could eat in said coach. But now the coach is going to the Newport and Narragansett Bay Railroad Company in Portsmouth.
Yay!
So it's becoming a coach again. And the McDonald's
Yay.
can become a new McDonald's without a coach again.
That's great. I never read this, and I thought this was along the lines of, oh, it's an environmental hazard, or oh,
I've
it's a
never
safety
heard of
concern.
this.
We can't have a railroad coach in a restaurant. That's ridiculous. Blah, 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 blah. I'm glad that it's actually something good is happening.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
thought this was something to be mad about.
no, it's just. I mean, I'm upset that the McDonald's is losing its coach, but at least the coach is going to a good home.
That's
Yeah.
fair. McDonald's has other railroad equipment, though, don't they?
I have no idea.
McDonald's, not McDonald's.
Okay,
McDonald's.
It was used in California, Arizona, and Chicago. So
Chicago.
it's kind of a spread. I don't know where it came from, but it's a streamlined car.
They have another McDonald's train. It's actually another streamlined car. It looks very similar, but it looks a lot nicer. And actually, this restaurant, it's 3 of them side by side. It's the whole restaurant. There's the kitchen and the area where you order, and then the seating area is 3 coaches put together,
That sounds awesome. Where
which is
is?
amazing.
I might
And
actually have to
here's
go to a McDonald's.
Here's a McBoose
A McBoost.
it was
and
a
the
few of those.
McTrolley.
No.
The McDonald's actually has more operating railroad equipment than the Western Maryland Scenic currently. So
Wow. Effing
Okay.
wrecked.
here's another McBoost.
Well-
Here's a McBay window.
McBay window.
It's a McBay window.
They need to have a 2-span arch bridge and paint it properly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways. What else is going
McTH
on?
and
Outside of
Frick.
McDonald's. Let's not.
I found some developments
Uh-oh, here we go.
because I got where I'm kind of talking with someone about this whole POTB scenario,
Mhm.
and I got sent the regular meeting minutes
Mm.
when they brought up scrapping the engine and when. But pretty much it's the official documentation saying that the buyers of the locomotive will be on site on the state to begin dismantling the salvage parts and scrap out the rest of the locomotive. Doesn't say anything about the other locomotive that they have there, which is interesting. But yeah, we'll see where that goes.
Nowhere.
Well, hopefully somewhere.
I mean, hopefully
Out
it doesn't go somewhere that is the scrappers. I would rather it go nowhere than
Well,
there.
Yeah, same.
And SD9 just
Yeah.
appears in our Belize,
Hmm.
which has been scientifically proven to be the geographic center of nowhere.
So good news.
Good news, everyone!
The Joliet rocket is returning.
Jolly!
Yay!
Jolly!
It's not pronounced Joliet? Or
I thought it was
Joliet?
Joliet. Yeah, I thought it was Joliet.
I don't know. I've never actually known how to pronounce it.
Pronounced Joliet Rocket. How to pronounce U.S. cities.
Very helpful.
Alright, anyways, continue.
What
Um,
the fuck?
What?
What is that?
What?
Hang on. Carry on.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Okay. The Time Machine's returning to Chicago, the Windy City, on September the 15th and the 16th. Climb
September?
aboard for... Go ahead.
So you said September?
Yeah, September 15th and 16th this year.
I'm gonna go visit TJ.
I need
It's
to
in
have two
Chicago.
destinations. I need to.
Unless he's going to Chicago, fine. But
Yeah, Chicago.
but the rocket is going to be held September 15th and 16th, as I said. 2 trips each day, improved amenities and layover, first class, dome car, and a special class to be added. Pricing, train contest, and schedule will be posted on or before April the 2nd, and tickets go on sale April the 4th.
Cool. I can't wait. I am probably not going to be able to see that or like be on it, but it might be an excuse to go out to Chicago and visit TJ if he's going to school there, and we can go film this thing.
I mean, it looks very good, but I just can't do it. Like I would love to go, but I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, right. I mean, if I had unlimited money, I'd already be buying a ticket on that Pennsylvania special thing.
Yeah.
If
You
had
took
unlimited-
you took a ride on the Pennsylvania special last summer.
Yeah, I did that.
Mm.
That's true. But where to go from here?
You know what
can
else is
what
true?
Can we talk about?
There's
Goddamn.
a Heister locomotive for sale with a whole bunch of logging equipment
Cool.
out in California.
Okay.
And one of the terms
God.
is the locomotive has to be the last thing moved. So,
That has to be the last thing moved?
Why? Well, what
Interesting.
the hell?
I can't look at that yet.
Nope.
It's dumb.
I'm
It's
sure it
just
is.
put like
I
that.
glanced at
dumb.
it. I'm not sure.
But anyway,
It'll be in the cargoes.
They're
You're
better
Or
dumb.
it'll be at end of the line, I should say. Alright. What else have we got?
It's
What
a-
else? Let's go from one
It's
thing
a
to the
yard
next here.
steam donkey, small one, 2 tanks, and 8 pulleys and miscellaneous equipment in the locomotive. Minimum bid is $25,000, and they're going to start taking bids about a week or 2 from now, on the 13th of March. So if anyone wants to buy a steam locomotive, go do that.
Mm.
Yeah. Every day I'm heisling.
Every damn Iceland.
Damn, Iceland.
But you know who is hustling every day? The Port of Coos Bay.
Oh.
AKA the ones that actually rebuilt their track and built a new spur to handle inbound freight.
Cool.
Yeah, good to see the Port of Coos Bay doing well.
Yes.
They should teach the other port of whatever
Yeah.
bay a lesson.
Tell me-
So,
Yeah.
speak of ports,
Uh-oh.
in Port Arthur, Texas,
Yeah.
Hey.
update on 503.
Mhm.
I don't think we've talked about this.
We
in-
haven't. Last time we were talking about how much of a shame it was that the engine was going to go dead.
Okay, yes. In 5 days, I think it was, roughly $67,000 was raised by foamers to save this locomotive.
Yeah.
The goal was met, and like $100 before it was met, it got raised by $15,000, and within another day, they had come up with the extra $15,000 to save this engine. Now,
Insane.
Community.
yes, now the city council has said, "Oh, but wait, maybe let's ask the townspeople. Maybe they want to keep the
For
locomotive."
once.
To which I would personally say, in my professional opinion, pound sand. The locomotive has been purchased by what's his bucket?
Yep. Chasing Skabinski.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his name for some reason. Mr. Sabinski has bought the locomotive,
Also known as that steam guy.
and also there's a letter of support here from Mr. Ross E. Rowland.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh,
It's
no.
quite a long letter, so I'm not going to go into
Detail.
the whole thing.
I think
But
the gist
he
of it
has
is
pledged his support to it.
the
Yes.
gist of it is probably how fast can we get this thing going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
That's how Ross wants to do it.
But yeah, he's good stuff. Good stuff.
Excellent.
503 is doing well.
Yay. Now, that was. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Just Mick was saying something.
There's also a GoFundMe out there that hasn't received as much attention,
Oh.
and that's to place the Alamo.
Hey, remember the Alamo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
SP business car Alamo.
What was the
of
Alamo
course.
again?
SP
Coach.
business car.
It looks like the end car on the Polar Express.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like the Car on the Polar.
I mean, it looks like the
A
end
lot of
car.
cars do.
Like, yeah, but like,
not curved.
is the end
It-
car on the Polar
it
Express
kind of
curved?
is.
Yes.
It just,
Yeah,
it's just
it's-
the back, the light and stuff really strikes me.
Yeah. I mean, the light looks about right, but the end car on the Polar Express is like curved.
Okay.
Anyways, they're looking to.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They're looking to get $45,000 to do this.
Jeez. Well,
But-
good luck to them.
Yeah.
Looks
And
like it
that's
could.
about-
It looks like it has a lot of potential. It looks like it could be a nice car.
Yeah, it could be.
Too bad it's
You know
not.
what else has potential?
Oh, I'm scared.
The new bridge they're building on the PNW.
Uh-oh.
New trestle.
Does it though?
A while back, we reported that trestle had been burned down due to an arson. Pretty sure it's what it
Rude.
came. The Sherwood trestle that burned down in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And then PNW, after 3 years and one UP meeting later, UP pretty much told them to fix it. So,
Just go fix it. Whatever.
go fix it. We need it. It's supposed to be. Plus, it's a part of their use agreement that they gotta keep up their shit. So,
Mhm.
anyways, they got blueprints and the others for this project. So, it's going to be done.
Okay. Cool.
And then the bridge is being built to UP Mainline spec.
Oh wow.
Are being rebuilt to that. Which I thought was interesting, but whatever gets the bridge rebuilt.
Oh, excuse me.
Use you.
That's cool. Bridges can be hazardous, though.
Yes.
We already talked about the CSX train that fell off the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen, I'm sure we've all seen the video of the double stack train getting blown off that high bridge, taking out the power lines on the way down.
I haven't seen the video.
Okay, well, similar thing, minus the bridge, happened to. Is this the RBMN? It's somebody. It's somebody with. Assume this is. Oh, it was the East Penn. I know it was in Pennsylvania. It was East Penn Railroad knocked over a train. Just straight up tipped the whole thing off the tracks. A high cube car and a car of pipes. Because of this horrible, horrible nor'easter that we had a few days ago. That's been causing all sorts of hell. It made so much of it. Dumped so much snow so quickly that they shut down the Northeast Corridor. And that's not something that's easy to do. On the other hand, if you were nostalgic, or if you were missing it during that time period, you could always pick up Train Sim World Northeast Corridor in New York, which, admittedly, I think is kind of lame. But it came out. And it's mostly just around New York.
That's a bummer.
Disappointing. Yeah.
It's
I was
not.
really
It's
hoping-
not the actual Northeast Corridor. It's just New York.
It's the area around New York.
Isn't that kind of the entire advantage of something like RailWorks/MSTS over trains? Is the fact that you can run really long, like actual sized routes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like the entire Northeast Corridor that they had in MSTS back in the year 2000.
It was
Well,
not the entire Northeast
think
Corridor,
it's some-
God damn it.
It
Was it
from
not?
Philly to
It
Washington.
was not the entire
It's
Northeast
part
Corridor.
of it.
Was it? No. Didn't they have an expansion that was the entire thing?
I don't know, but it didn't.
I
that
know the
didn't
one
co-
included in the default was not the whole thing.
No.
You're
I
probably
mean, there
thinking
is an expansion.
of the.
I mean, it's probably an expansion. It's
Or-
MSTS.
Yeah.
We're thinking of the Eastern region for MSTF.
I mean, this is the same route.
I
This
mean,
is the
technically
same
the Eastern
program that-
region would encompass it, but no, I'm not thinking
No, it
of the
wouldn't.
Eastern region. Would it not?
The Eastern region was just Penn stuff. It wouldn't have gone onto the New Haven.
it was all standard land.
Didn't
Yeah.
it go to DC though?
Eastern
Yes,
region went
but
to
it didn't
DC.
go. It didn't go east of New York City, which is always my problem with every goddamn representation of the Northeast Corridor and all the simulators ever. Is it never goes past New York City?
I forget you're north of New York City.
I am. Grumble, grumble.
Grumble, grumble,
They
grumble.
never
They're there.
built
Rumble,
They never
rumble.
built the part through Connecticut, which is arguably the nicest part.
Yeah. I mean, seeing that thing haul ass through Kingston
Yeah,
was really cool.
that's fun. Yeah, then you get out of I would love to see. That's the other thing. You never see a representation of Boston, which is annoying. It's sad. It's
Yeah.
sadness. But if you want to build your own representation of Boston, I would suggest trains. Doing it in trains. And there's a
Yep.
new beta for Tane that's come out, which is working to fix a lot of the problems with the AI, because that broke in Hotfix 1.
Oops.
But it also is adding some cool stuff like fixing hills cutting off, fixing
merging routes, crashing
Yeah.
the game.
Yep. Fixing
That's my favorite.
fix the missing stars in the skybox.
Mhm.
Rulers drawing in the wrong position. Fix fan animations now working after returning to a saved session. I don't know what that means, but I get it. Okay, like fan in a locomotive.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's the main thing for me is they're fixing the AI stuff, because I was a little bit miffed when I loaded into Hotfix 1 and tried to program stuff, and it was like, oh, this doesn't work now? I spent like 2 or 3 days trying to fix it, and before I went on the forums and learned that, oh, it's just broken. Got it.
It's broken.
Shamsh.
Trains has also put out a content creation video on how to convert old ground textures to the new PBR and Paraapps stuff,
Oh yeah.
which
I wanna
is
see
going to
some
be
cool
helpful in the future
Mm-hmm.
when they switch the trains next.
Yes. Give trains next. What else have we got?
About
Anything else?
Mafai, it's doing small work done to it to get up and going for its full operation. Which I think something very mechanical. Or, no. They've just been doing a lot of work with that engine. And it's all on their website.
Okay. Cool.
Which I have linked to here. And City of Eugene wants product zones at 10 railroad crossings.
Okay.
And right now they're committing to spending millions of dollars to do this.
How does it cost millions of dollars to create a quiet zone?
Ask Eugene about that.
I don't know what
Is
you'd
it
be
gonna
spending the
work?
money on.
It's penetrating the
It's-
bureaucracy.
It's a bribe. That's why
apparently
It's a
the
bribe.
upgrade
They're
all
spending
10
$10 million
blocks.
to bribe the
zone.
engineers to stop laying on the horn. Please take this and shut up.
Take it. Shut up.
For 7
And then
crossings?
there's some people looking into an article by the Staten Mail out of Staten, Oregon, that says railway needs support to restore the line between Silverton and Staten, which has been washed out.
Save one?
Huh?
Everyone wants rail service there, but there's no traffic there to justify it.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
then
yeah,
why
that's
are
it.
they rebuilding it?
No, these guys aren't.
But they're looking at rebuilding it.
Why are they looking at rebuilding it if there's no traffic?
They want to rebuild it. Pretty much. There used to be a connection where the SP used to meet the SP further
Oh.
south of Staten, and that's what they want to rebuild. So that way, the Willamette Valley Railroad can have a direct connection with the Albany and Eastern Railroad, like it did when it was all SP.
But it's not worth it because there wouldn't be enough carloads over that section.
Yeah.
That's what they're figuring out.
Unless if the businesses help subsidize the rail line,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't be cost effective.
Well, they should just send more carloads. Just do it. Yeah, it's easy, right?
It's the economic planner, the county, said the track is in surprisingly good condition, although some repairs and upgrades are needed. Like that washout,
Yep.
even with surcharge, the Super could enjoy cost savings over trucking for longer hauls. A viable operation would require some combination of shipping surcharges and increased shipping carloads.
Mm-hmm.
And then carloads per year would have to increase. Industry expansion in Staten is the likely way to do that. So pretty much they went out, ripped up the line, looked at how much it would cost to rebuild the washout, which is about $200,000.
Significantly less than the cost of a single quiet zone crossing, according to Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah. It's sucky.
What costs that much?
Right. Anyway,
Right. Anyways,
So,
anything else?
that's all I got.
Metra is approving the purchase of used locomotives.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, this is a trains article.
So that's all we can tell you.
They're
all I got.
retiring F-59s out here, and quite a few of them are going to Metro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they aren't wasting money on building new locomotives.
Okay.
And they could just use the old ones. And
Yeah.
it's like environmentally, it's very good. It's very well done.
Yeah. Well, if it ain't broke, don't scrap it.
I mean, I guess, yeah. But if it breaks like catastrophically, go ahead and destroy it. But anyway, the 261 PTC. PTC could end the mainline steam excursions for 261.
Except, wait, why though? Because we talked about,
Yeah, we talked about
PTC.
this last time.
yeah, we talked about the actual, we read the actual legislation, and there's exceptions for mainline steam operations.
Yeah, but
Maybe they do those. Maybe they do theirs too frequently.
How frequently do they do theirs?
Depends on the time of year.
I mean,
Because I think during the summer they did them quite a bit. Up and around where they keep it.
okay.
Which is on the main line, I think.
Well, yeah, it's on a main line. I mean, the other thing was I don't think it's gonna. But what do they say about it? Why is it gonna end it for them?
Sorry, like the headline says that PTC could end mainline steam excursions, but going into it, for like for technology that matures daily, and while the FRA has not made the final ruling guarding steam locomotives operations relying on waivers is not a long-term solution. I mean, they don't need to do it right away, but eventually they're going to have to implement it somehow. Like, I don't know how you're going to put some. I mean, how are you going to put PTC in a steam locomotive? Like, I don't know how that's going to work.
You
Like-
put some sort of electronically controlled valve. I don't know.
I mean, I just don't see how that works. I just can't see it.
There's a couple of servo-controlled valves.
No,
I don't know.
you're probably normal. You probably.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sort of parroting, because Wild, you were spitballing a little bit about this when we were talking about the actual. When we were talking about it last time. Spitballing about mainline steam under PTC.
Yeah. What about it?
Well, because he's talking about Friends of the 261 are saying that this PTC is going to end mainline steam excursions for them.
Why?
And, well, that's what I asked him. That's what he just was talking about for the last 5 minutes or so.
And
Sorry,
I
I've been reading stuff. What?
Oh.
Why is? Do they? I'm not asking him why. Do they have justification as to why?
Well, you can look at this article here. But is
That
now
note
made
is
the
just in
final
the
ruling
bathroom.
regarding steam locomotive operations relying on waivers is not a long-term solution.
I mean, sure, relying on waivers isn't a long-term solution, but I think it's the only long-term solution you're going to have.
Also,
I
they
mean-
say without it, operating a steam-powered passenger excursion train on any main line will not happen. That's not true based on the regulations that we read last episode.
Yeah, that's...
There's a specific exception for that.
Yeah. Like, literally a very specific... Somebody asked a question, and they addressed it word for word. This is how this relates to steam, particularly mainline steam excursions.
Which is as
There-
long as... What was the wording? As long as it's, infrequent...
Yeah, as long as it's an
Excursion service.
infrequent type thing, which I actually thought was kind of interesting because they're the FRA. They work in red tape, and as we know, red tape is strictly inelastic. That's a very elastic sort of way of putting something.
Yeah, there would probably have to be some sort of ruling on what infrequent means, but
But
I would
at the same
assume-
time, I don't know of a steam service on the main line that I would call frequent.
No.
Even something like when the 1225 people do the Joliet Rocket.
That's 765.
Yeah, it's just going to
Or,
be.
sorry, is it one of the Berkshires? Whenever they do that, I wouldn't even call that frequent. That's scheduled, and it's repeated, but it's not frequent.
I mean, it's not every day or every week. It's
Well,
No.
yeah. See, if it
gonna
was
be
if it
2
was
weeks,
every
2
week,
days.
if it was every week for something, I would say maybe you could call that a frequent steam excursion.
Yeah,
But
But
I
we
don't
don't
know any
have
place
those.
that does a weekly steam excursion on the main line.
no.
in
Well-
the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other one is we basically went through this and we went through the legislation prior to the podcast last week and decided, okay, basically the only thing this applies to in terms of steam is you can't operate daily freight ops with steam engines anymore.
Yeah. Or daily passenger ops if you're making money off of it, I would assume.
That's fair. You cannot
Yeah.
you can't operate like a commuter service or a daily express or any of that on FRA mainline class 1 trackage.
With the steam engine on its own. With no PTC stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
What? What's...
You know my position on diesels in
No, I know
steam
that, but I'm just saying
They're
that's
generators.
that's the caveat. If you have a diesel hooked onto the train, you're fine.
Right, which this is something with PTC, and I really hope that although the FRA works in absolutes and only the Sith work in absolutes, that, which in itself is an absolute, so that's kind of,
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
from my point of view, yeah, exactly. I don't like sand. The English have something that, although it's not necessarily historic to steam locomotives, steam engines aren't necessarily 100% historic anyway, especially if they're
If you're a museum.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
you know,
the British had a system dating back to the
1902.
early parts of the 20th century called AWS. That is
which
essentially
we do
PTC.
today.
Yeah, it's essentially PTC for steam engines. It didn't shut the throttle, but it dumped the air. And as an engineer, you notice when the air gets dumped on you.
Yeah.
When the conductor pulls the air, you're not going to just keep going. The engine's going to lose its footing. You're going to start slipping like crazy. And if you don't shut the throttle, then you're either an idiot or unconscious. Either way, it kind of accomplishes the goal of PTC. I don't really see why PTC, it's a requirement that the throttle needs to, you need to stop pulling. I get why, letter of law, sure, but in practice, especially with regard to a steam engine,
Where you've got more than one person in the cab.
yeah, I really hope that they're making an exception towards if something were to happen on a steam excursion where already everybody is watching and there are so many people making sure nothing goes wrong. If the air gets pulled, or if, whether that's automatically or by somebody on the train, you're stopping.
Like it or not.
Yeah. And additionally, though, like, the reason I brought you up is because you were spitballing, like, okay, what could you do to a steam engine?
I mean,
What could you? Well, you could.
And they mention. So I just wanted to talk about what they say in the article, because they're assessing the scope and cost to retrofit the locomotive with PTC.
That'd be cool.
So, adding an element of electronic, mechanical throttle and braking control, and they say it would cost approximately $150,000 for the parts, equipment, and technical know-how.
Jesus Christ!
yeah.
I know that's a lot of money, isn't it?
That's
But
way
then again-
more money than I would have expected.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with you. I just feel like anything working on a steam locomotive, especially trying to interface these kinds of tech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that number, I really hope a lot of it comes from, this is an official PTC component and it has to be registered official. Because to build something like that, you need a servo that can actuate, you basically need a servo that can actuate the throttle bar, and that's keeping everything out of the boiler, because that's just what you want to do.
Yeah, because
Well, even not that actuates the throttle bar, you could even just have another valve that you install along the
Along the
up in
dry
throttle.
pipe.
Yeah.
But you might want to keep things out of the boiler to keep cost minimized. The cheapest would be
That's
a
true.
peripheral to shut the throttle, or, think about it, you could still keep the throttle open. You could effectively do the same thing, though, by having, a second set of giant cylinder cocks. Not cylinder cocks like, oh, this is to help drain the water, but cylinder cocks like...
Cylinder cocks the size of blow-off valves.
Yeah, like the cylinders no longer hold pressure valves. And to build a couple servos that could actuate essentially a blowdown out of the cylinder...
Yeah, like that could work.
Yeah.
That would also look super crazy. Like,
That would look incredible. The
It would
thing
look
would stop and it's
wicked.
like... It just disappears in this cloud. There are a lot of cool solutions, and I hope we see a lot of cool solutions on this. They're not historic, obviously, but provisions have to be made. As much as it pains me to say that. God, that hurts, but provisions must be made for the bureaucracy.
I can only imagine, train comes to a jarring halt. Passengers are like, what happened? The conductor leads his head out of the window and sees this massive cloud of steam at the front of the train. He's like, pretty sure the PTC thing went off.
Pretty sure. I can't be for certain, but there was a giant cloud of steam. We might have exploded.
It's either we exploded or PTC went off.
Yeah, well, it's like the Top Gear thing with the car designed for old people.
Oh God!
They get on the wrong on ramp and it just blows the car up.
Yeah, exactly.
They start driving down the off ramp or whatever to go the wrong way on the freeway, and it sets off an alarm, and then after about 10 seconds of the alarm, the car just explodes.
There you go. That's what you need to do, 261 guys.
Yep.
Blow the engine up.
Just put like depth charges in the cylinders or in the boiler or something. So when PTC goes off, it shoots a current through, and then boom, you just blow the cylinder saddle to nothing.
God.
Both of those cylinders just go flying off the sides of the engine.
And killing someone in the process.
Now you don't have a locomotive flying at the car that's stuck on the track. Now you have 2 torpedoes hurtling through the air.
This is a solution.
This is a solution.
It's not a good solution, but it's a solution.
Okay, I've got to be honest though. Now that I've looked through this article, friends of the PTC, friends of the 260, friend of the 261,
The Portland Traction Company.
yeah, friends of the 261 need to chill with their clickbait title here.
Yeah.
Because their title is PTC could end mainline Steam excursions, and then half of the article is about how they are going to keep it from doing so.
Yeah.
And also help us get the money. But
Also, on the note of kind of tying together a number of things that I've said, the spirit of the law with PTC is not steam engines. Steam engines are almost complete. I kind of wish they had just written steam engines out of PTC entirely, not just for historic reasons, but because that is not the intent.
no.
People on Steam excursions are engineers that have decades upon decades of experience and hundreds of, if not thousands of people watching them, checking their every move, checking the line ahead, people scouting ahead, people doing this, that. Steam excursions are such a huge event. It's not the Amtrak engineer that falls asleep or is on his phone or isn't paying attention because it's his first day. Steam excursions do not fall under any of the concerns that PTC really apply to.
Yeah.
They just don't. And hopefully they'll see that.
Yeah. Well, they seem to be, they seem to have worked out their legalese as best they could for how they're dealing with steam engines and BTC. It would be nice to just be like, well, actually, they're just exempt. But then I could feel like somebody somewhere would either cause a stink or there would be a problem. And they would be like, well, how come you made them exempt?
Well, you can always make... well, why did you make them exempt? There's always arguments to fall back on. Well, if it's for historic accuracy, it's for safety concerns concerning modifications of a pressure vessel of which the thermodynamic gradient calculations are unknown and new certification processes have not yet been written and have been lost in the bureaucracy and blah, 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 blah. I feel like it would be a lot easier just to make steam engines exempt. A lot easier.
Yeah.
Because again, after going through it, the only thing you can't do is run daily trains with a steam engine on a class 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that said though, there's definitely always some, what do you call it? Some
stuff.
I almost want to say backwards compatibility with the laws, and I only bring this up because of a sign that's at Providence Station, just sitting between the tracks. And I don't remember what it's about, but I might have a picture of it somewhere, and it just covers all kinds of locomotive and this and that, I don't remember. God, I need to find it again, because it was like a, I didn't think they would write that in an Amtrak sign. But anyways. Is that all, folks?
Yeah.
I got it.
Alright, well, if we're all set here, let's move on to the end of the line. Terminate. And I need to close that out.
I'm looking at porn.
And, you know what? I need to organize people. So go ahead and talk about whatever for a few minutes.
How about the Mets?
Yeah.
The meds or meths?
Mets. You unfamiliar with that saying?
Dean tried 2 things and got them both wrong.
What?
Yes. Yes, he did.
It's not
Excuse
bad.
you.
No,
No.
I'm not. No, don't excuse me. It's
No,
it's accurate.
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, he said, "How about the Mets?" And you said, Met. What did he say? What did he just say?
Mets.
Meds or meths?
Yeah, which neither of those are the correct. What Weibold actually said.
I didn't know. Like,
I know that. That's my point.
I have bad hearing sometimes. Let me to break.
I'm sorry, I just pulled the emergency brake. I can't hear myself think. What?
Anyways, Weibold, you go first.
Be very quiet while hunting Howison.
Oh no. Oh no.
Christ.
Who created this? Oh my god.
He's just regretting this.
I thought it was gonna be worse. I thought it was gonna be something that would come out of like the foaming meme chat that is the fan chat.
Mm.
Milky with 2 points.
Yep. Sabe 4406, anyone? Yeah.
Is that the other SQ9?
Yep.
Alright, I have a link to the greatest song ever.
Send in the tractor.
Alright, and
Yeah.
Jader
Is
with
gone.
one linked something. Oh, it's a
It's a
link to the
YouTube-
documentary, of course.
Rip.
But
And then
Gaijin map designer, hard at work. 2018.
okay. Well, anyways,
Wait, rather.
we hope you guys enjoyed this. And just as a side note, I know this is after where maintenance of way should be, but we've had a slight invasion of the Bliat bots in both the fan chat and the guest list. I'm
Mhm.
working on a solution to this, but for now, if a random Russian guest, person comes in and posts a
Ban
link
them.
about bitcoins, don't
Never
click
touch
on
it.
that. Don't
Don't
click
click
on
it.
it. That's
but
what
the
comes.
Terminus
That's what comes
podcast is now
immediately
associated
before.
with Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Just run the hell away.
you're basically inviting Brightline into your home. It's a problem.
God.
So, anyways,
They're serial killers. Remember that.
yes, we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.